Hello, 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 my beautiful friends of the world. I am your friend Kevin, and today is Saturday, the 7th of October, 2023, and this is your card of the day. Okay, so we are using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck this week. This is the last day because we change it on a Sunday. These are by Kyle Gray and the artwork is by Lily Moses. And I've chosen, last Sunday, we picked the number 4, the Emperor. This is from the Archangel Power Tarot Deck by Radley Valentine. I've already done a shuffle and I've already done a prayer. Now my isms is focusing on the tone of the day. What is the tone that you're vibrating with? What is the energy that you're emitting and the radar signal that you're sending out to the universe that you are actually vibrating with? So I set the tone for the day. Luxury plus love, the feeling good, feeling joy, feeling happy, feeling harmony. And then you can also say something like, I wake up to my high-flying life. This is you. Whatever you send out is what they respond to. Seriously, whatever you're sending out right now, this minute, today, is being responded to. All right. The Emperor, Archangel Uriel, great epiphanies, good ideas, lighting the way forward, depending on what your heart's desire is. So I'm going to just give these one quick shuffle through, just to mix them up a little bit, and then fan them out and choose a card, and then listen for my spirit guides and my angels to give me the message that pulls all this together. So let me choose this one right from the middle. And thank you, guardians of the four corners, Mother in the sky, Father, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones from all realms. I welcome you to this space. Thank you for giving us the lessons and the tools that we need to learn for today. Oh, this is wild. So the great teacher's with us again. And you know, normally in my early years, in my early part of reading and doing this, I might say, oh, that's a mistake. I chose this card yesterday. Now, what I will say is that it isn't a mistake, and it isn't that yesterday's card or yesterday's message was wrong. None of that. What this is saying is there's something additional to learn, and there's more to be discovered. And becoming the great teacher, learning from all the spiritual experiences you're having today makes a difference. So I'm listening to see if this great teacher is here with a specific message. And the message I get is work with becoming a teacher to others based upon your life experiences and what you can bring to the table. Now, the image may have been modeled on the Master Jesus, but when you hear the voice of the teacher, I don't know, even if you are identifying as female in this life, there is a masculine teaching type of energy within you. It's the same as even if you identify as a male energy in this life, a man, then there is also the balance of the feminine energy within you. And these two cards together speak of being methodical and having a plan to use the voice that you've got, to use whatever tools that you've got to organize a plan of action so others are inspired, others are enlightened, and others are able to work towards healing. We are working through a rather tumultuous time in our evolution of mankind. This world, this planet, Earth, gives birth to people, humans, animals, birds, all kinds of species all the time. And the journey of mankind is about brethrenship, sisterhood, community. And we are also being challenged on an educational level, whether that is learning a new language, and it may not be language spoken with the mouth and the words. It could be languages learned from listening to spirit, listening to intuition, listening to that voice inside that's calling you forward. We've seen and we're seeing that some parts of the world, traditional education is being challenged on lots of levels. I can't really speak to the political side of it, just the humanitarian side of it, that all human beings, when they come into this embodiment, this world, they're born, and there's an expectation that we go to school, that we learn things of the physical nature. But then there's also the other things that we're learning to understand more. How can human beings go faster, do more? Technology has grown to the point where we now have artificial intelligence, and I spoke about this a little while ago. And I wondered about, well, what about divine intelligence? Because I happen to believe that divine intelligence, the intelligence that comes from source energy, was responsible for birthing the artificial intelligence that technology has actually produced. It is an exciting world to be able to automatically set into motion programs that will create an easier way of communication. The programs that deliberately and purposefully translate languages, speaking into a device in one language and having it translate to another language. What those wonderful artificial technological advances do not do is import the human aspect, the camaraderie, the community, the friendship, the ability to automatically know in your heart of hearts whether something is right, or whether something feels good, or whether something feels harmonious, whether something feels balanced or not. That's the teaching. That's the learning. Every and all experiences that come to all of us comes to us for a reason, comes to us to teach us something about mankind, about ourselves, and our purpose. What exactly is our purpose? You may go through this lifetime, and at various steps, you're going to challenge yourself to what is your purpose. And I've often said that I'm led to do things that light me up, that turn me on, that pique my interest. And sometimes I do them when I'm not really sure why. I just know I need to do them. And as I've matured and got older in my life, they've become intentional. They've become to the point where I'm doing this. I think I've shared with many of you, when I first began to do a video of the day, it was part of a challenge. There was a group of people that were teaching us how to become online broadcasters, and we're going back 3 years. And it was every day in August, something like that. You produce a 15-minute video and you post it live or go on YouTube, one of these platforms. I did it as the challenge without realizing what I was doing would end up here doing this. There have been many times in my life where I have been invited to learn something and automatically put down a barrier, not because I didn't think I could learn it, but because I thought, well, who am I to do this? This is not in my wheelhouse. I put the fear of difficulty, of challenge, of Who am I? Who am I? That imposter syndrome. I put all these in front of myself. They were barriers. They were fears. And the fear is right there instant. I was raised in a traditional culture. You go to school, somewhere in your middle school learning, education, there were choices that were made based upon your academic skills. Those who were academically quick to pick up things, the mathematics, the English, who could learn things quickly, book learning quickly, would be streamed down one avenue, and those who were more artistic and creative and learned by watching, that was me, audio-visual, they were streamed down another avenue. Nothing wrong with that at all, but at different points in the process, it's necessary for one to be imported to another and vice versa. And what I've discovered now as I've matured, and now as I teach and have taught now almost 20 years. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, this teaching began about 20 years ago without me even realizing I could teach somebody something. Didn't know I could do it. All of it came as a result of learning that, you know, the academic way of learning and the creative way of learning are necessary. Both are necessary. Both are pivotal. Understanding how we receive the information gives us an opportunity to share the way we do it. Learn from your spiritual experiences that you have. When you have an experience that is either less than complimentary or has you feeling a certain way, hopefully you're looking for happiness, harmony and joy and love. But if you don't experience those, the question is, well, what do I need to know from this? What do I need to learn from this? How do I move past this? And is there something I should do with this? And you can just ask those questions as if you're, you know, asking another person, a second person, whatever they call that, second or third person. The answers are either quick, fast, and instant. The answers are often challenged. We may not like the instant answer we get. We may want something so incredible that it may not be for our highest good. Why do we want it? That's the question. What will it do once we get it? And is there a reason why we feel important about this? What is that? What's the importance of it? I know in my own experience, when I offload some of those burdens, mental burdens, heart burdens, emotional burdens, the questioning of, well, why? What's this about? Once I get clear, justifying the purpose, sometimes all the other bits and pieces fall away and I'm left with a very simple choice, yes or no. Yes or no. 2 words, pretty small, pretty simple. You're a yes for or no for it. Somewhere in there, we learn about the reaction and the response from other people. That's also important. I learned a couple, 3 years ago that every single person who's gone about their daily life is a version of what they believe other people want them to be. It's so wild doing things because it's what other people perhaps might want us to be. Being a person because we think other people may believe that's how we should be, that's what we should be, it's how we are meant to behave. It's quite interesting if you look at it in an interesting way, if you look at it in a curious way, if you look at everything you do, everything you learn, everything you teach, everything you send out there through the eyes of childhood mesmeration, childhood magic, childhood interest, childhood joy. If you look at it in that way, then everything we teach and everything we learn will be a new experience. And this is where these two cards, the Great Teacher and the Emperor, says, let's go through today in an organized, methodical pattern. Let's organize what we're learning. Let's organize what we want to learn. Let's organize what we have learned. And let's organize how we can then use all those experiences to either teach something or put it into something that makes sense. And now I feel like that's got wrapped up. It always comes together when I hear, yep, you're good to go. I can't thank you enough. This week has been a challenge, and I have met the challenges. I worked through some vulnerability, and a number of you were incredibly kind, incredibly grateful, incredibly good and generous, and I just can't thank you enough. Even if you were listening and gave me words of support and encouragement, that is huge. Until tomorrow, all my love. Bye for now.